Police officers have just made the gruesome discovery of a burned car with the scorched bodies of 14-year-old Paris Bradley and her father, 39-year-old Paul Bradley. What these officers don't know yet is that this is the start of one of the most despicable crimes they have ever seen.
They were disgusted, like, why would they a little girl? I pray that that's not true.
I can't figure out why they did my niece like that.
However, their investigation would only grow more difficult the deeper they dug, stretching across months and more than 30 interviews, forcing the truth out of people who had every reason to lie.
No.
He did it.
No.
Yeah, he did.
No.
Yes, he did.
No.
Did you see a picture of that little 14-year-old?
No, don't even show me. I never wanted this to happen to nobody, man.
Tell you something that's factual and legal, it's not considered a threat. So I'm going to tell you what's factual and legal. You're going to get fucking the death penalty.
By the end, this one crime had destroyed dozens of lives. The two who died in that car, the families left behind, and everyone the case would pull under before it was over. And behind all of it was a criminal mastermind the police didn't even know to look for yet.
You know what he said when he shot her in the head? He shot her. He said if she's old enough to cry, she's old enough to die. I've always wanted to watch an execution.
For sure.
And when your day comes,
For sure.
I'm gonna write the warden a letter and I want to be there.
The footage you are about to witness is provided directly by the police and has never been seen before until now. October 10th, 2018, and what started as a beautiful sunny day quickly became a living nightmare. Police receive a 911 call from a 16-year-old girl walking to school about a burning car near an abandoned house on Savannah Avenue. When they arrive minutes later, firefighters have already been called and have discovered something disturbing in what will turn out to be the first discovery in a long chain.
Oh, Jesus.
As the officer approaches the car, the scene is chilling. He sees two charred bodies with their remains completely unrecognizable. While they don't know yet what happened, they will now interview Antoinetta, the 16-year-old girl who called the police, and she'll reveal a sinister clue.
Did you see anybody over here when the car was on fire, or anybody by the car?
I know I seen somebody run, but...
You did? Make sure you put that in. What do he look like?
I don't know. He had a hood on. So I don't know.
Which way did he run?
This way.
He ran this way?
There was a cut over here. I don't know.
He ran this way?
Yeah.
A light-skinned male. What you told me what he looks like and which way he ran.
I don't know what he look like.
Just as best you can. Is he my height? Smaller? So I'm 5'8", so 5'6". About this tall? 5'6". Did he look like an adult or a kid?
No, adult.
An adult? Okay.
I'm confused. So he ran this way?
Yeah, he ran this way.
That doesn't even make sense. I mean, it could be totally unrelated.
You would think it would go that way, because you have an escape route, you're going to light it and then go that way. Because why would you run past the fire where all these people could see you? You would run this way. That's bullshit.
Antoinetta claims to have seen a short, dark-skinned adult in a hood run away. But for the detectives, this story doesn't add up because that would mean he ran across the street towards witnesses. But that leaves the question, why was there a person if you're supposed to light the fire and leave? Could any other witness have seen anything in the broad daylight?
What are you looking for?
Who am I looking for? I'm not looking for anybody. I'm looking to see if maybe you heard something or seen something within the last hour. Kind of didn't look suspicious. No? You didn't hear any loud booms, no nothing, no police sirens?
Boom.
Okay. About what time was that at?
I say about, it ain't been an hour.
That hasn't even been an hour?
No.
It's probably about 9:30ish, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. Did you look out your window at all?
No, I was in the shower.
Okay. Did you hear anything or see anything suspicious in the last hour, ma'am?
Yeah, it would sound like some noise.
Yeah?
Something tearing down.
Okay. Did you look out your window, see any?
I looked out the window and I didn't see anything.
Okay.
It sounded like it was coming from the back.
Right.
I thought maybe they were working.
Unfortunately for the officer, the only other witnesses have no information beyond confirming the timeline, which leaves the officer at a temporary dead end. But when Officer Hartman, the first police responder on the scene, gets closer to the car, he spots something highly alarming. One of the bodies has black material binding the wrists and feet. Investigators run the car's plate and find that it was a rental tied to a 39-year-old man named Paul Bradley. Detective Griffiths is dispatched to his residence on 68 Gould Avenue in Bedford, and he called back to report the results at 12:27, 3 hours after the discovery. Paul's home is found in disarray, with possible blood covering the entryway and fully coated in gasoline from the basement floors to the top floor. But no one was inside, not even Paul's daughter, 14-year-old Paris Bradley. Tragically, when the results came back, the medical examiner confirmed that the charred bodies belonged to both Paul and Paris. As we'll see later, their cause of death is so horrendous and inexplicable that it'll prove a challenge even for seasoned detectives to keep their cool with the people behind this crime. But for now, they have to turn to the people closest to the victims and try to extract any information about this murder while notifying the family of the tragic news. What follows is a rare, never-before-seen footage of family members reacting to the worst news imaginable, and it is in these interviews that detectives will find their biggest clue to get to the bottom of this. The first person interviewed was on the 15th of October, 5 days after the discovery, and is Jennifer Hurd, Paul's girlfriend of 8 years, mother to 3 children, not including Paris.
All right, Jim, you met me on October 10th, the day of this incident. So I'm Detective Lundy. This is Investigator McDonald. So like I said, a lot of this is going to be redundant. I know we spoke with you on scene, so a lot of things we're going to go through is pretty much questions we've already asked.
And she texted me and said, when you come, can you bring my book back? So I went over there, but this was like 11 at this, later on at night.
Did you see his car in the driveway?
Yes, his car was in the driveway.
Which one?
The silver Buick.
With the New York license plate?
Yes, with the New York license plates.
The last time Jennifer saw Paul and Paris alive was at around 11:30 p.m., and just 10 hours later, police would find them dead. The timeline officers need to fill is exactly what happened in that gap, and details of Paul's life will provide officers with plenty of clues.
It's like a gambling, I ain't gonna say addiction, but that's what he liked to do.
Mm-hmm.
Gamble.
Yes.
What about his lifestyle as far as like a drug lifestyle? Was he still involved in drugs?
No, not so much. Like I said, no. I know what he did when he went to jail before, but I told him and made it clear when he came home and he told me that he was not gonna do that, and that's why he went to Veteran College and got his certificate for building maintenance. I would take him and
Another reason is that while inside the house, we found a digital scale, razor blades, compressors, things like that would be indicative of drug preparation.
To gambling again, and when he was there all the time, he was an Infinity member, so in my mind.
Right, so he's up, Infinity member. That's the highest you can get.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about $1,000. Talking about $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 to gamble.
As detectives dug deeper, they found that Paul was unemployed, yet gambled with upwards of 5 figures at a time. Police already suspected him of being a drug dealer and even supervised his home undercover to get evidence of drug operations. This provides them with a strong potential motive for the crime. If Paul were sitting on drugs or cash, someone might have come for it. For now, Jennifer seems oblivious and unable to provide any more useful information. But before moving on, she has one final question.
I do have a question though. I only read a piece of the things that they said. Happened to them. So was he shot too?
No.
So they just shot my baby?
Shot him 3 times in the head. And from what it sounded like, probably made him, he burned alive and probably watched her die. She was already dead. he died alive.
It wouldn't be until the autopsy was done that it would be laid out exactly how they died, and it's safe to say it wasn't nice at all. 14-year-old Paris had been shot 3 times in the head, killed before the car was ever set alight. Her father wasn't given that same grace, as the smoke in his lungs told the medical examiner he was still breathing when the flames started and was burned alive. However, many people near the community where it happened also hold the idea that Paris was raped by whoever is behind this senseless crime. As we'll later see, this idea might not be too far from the truth. Paul is the father of 14 different children, and this crime has devastated a community of dozens. So when detectives speak to family members, they know just how high the stakes are. They don't know yet is how many people are tangled in this, or that the truth of why a father and his daughter were executed is buried under a line of people who will do everything they can not to say it. One day, after the interview with Jennifer, the police received a crucial tip that drastically changed the investigation. According to an anonymous tipster, 2 names are closely linked to the crime, a man nicknamed Pee-wee and a woman named Riri. That same day, detectives obtained CCTV footage from a neighbor that captures the front of Paul's home, and it narrows the window of when the family vanished. At 11:45 the night before, Paul's rental sat in the driveway. By 7 the next morning, it's gone. Days later, detectives make contact with Daisha Witherspoon, who is another one of Paul's many girlfriends. And unlike Jennifer, she has not come to answer questions. She has come with names.
Okay, so basically I got 2 questions for you guys. The first one is why these guys isn't off the streets yet. Like everybody in the world know they did it.
Daisha is talking about a man named Anthony Hines, nicknamed Pee-wee, and a woman named Serena Haynes, nicknamed Riri. Allegedly, Pee-wee had passed by to make fun of Paul's killing several times in front of her restaurant. She clearly knows something the police don't, but even if she thinks she knows, it is not until the detectives search, analyze, and conclude that any information has value against the rumors.
Okay, so Serena, soon as she started dating my baby father again, her Pee-wee evidently had Riri, dating him on purpose. Riri was just at his driveway, sitting in the car when his brother pulled up, and he said, "My friend needs some help." And I'm going to tell you what they did. They must have put a tracker up under there when he sent her there, so they can get Paul's address, so that they can go back in there. Listen, all these East Cleveland boys, the day Paul died, that day, called all my brothers. I have 3 brothers. They called them and said he did it. Everybody, he got scratches all over him. Pee-wee.
Okay.
Pee-wee do. Anthony Hines. He got scratches all the first night. Let me show you this. They was bragging. They brags. They don't just kill you and no, they brags about this stuff. Let me show you. Now this is him right here. This is the same night.
Who's that?
That's Newberry, Ronald Newberry. Like if you, let me show you this. Right? Let me show you more. They was bragging, like they brags about this stuff. I don't see why y'all ain't picked up Riri. You get her, she's gonna tell everything. I know for a fact that Ron got everything to do with this because Ron got on live. He got on live that night, and he basically was saying like, for money, he said, he'd kill his own family member. He said, for the money, I'd do it for anybody. He was bragging. We videoed it, but I don't think I got the video. So he had this boy in the back with him with the biggest gun in the world.
It is clear Daisha has already made up her mind. Officers don't seem very convinced so far. However, she still has much more to say that can be helpful.
Paul, he dealt with drugs. He did. He sold drugs, but he was a different type of drug dealer.
I doubt that there are good drug dealers. Despite that, what she says next, if true, could be one of the first incisions on this convoluted case.
Figure out why these guys would have thought he had money or that type of money.
They thought he had money because I think that, I'm about to tell you the truth, Riri was trying to buy drugs for Pee-wee. He sent her, it was like, all of this was planned out, like she was trying to buy drugs from him. He didn't have none. He didn't have no drugs, but they thinking he probably had the money.
According to Daisha, Riri set up Paul to open the door to his residence, and Pee-wee and a man named Ron kidnapped them. However, her story fails to explain why they would kill both Paris and Paul, and further, this story has no evidence to confirm it. The Instagram posts she claims she saw were deleted. The pictures she showed were made by an anonymous woman and prove nothing. Investigators have experience with cases in which a worried relative takes matters into their own hands, and they tend to jump to conclusions, rushing to find the culprit.
They after me if they ain't after nobody, because they feel like if they get me, y'all won't know nothing. So if anything happens to me, at least y'all will know enough. At least y'all will know enough, because I don't feel safe in South Euclid at all.
This worrying statement by Daisha is the kind that puts detectives in a complicated situation, because they can't know whether she's telling the truth or just desperately trying to blame someone. It is only through further interviews and investigation that they can assess whether her statement makes sense. A week later, Paul's own sister, Mei Lin, gives them the detail that turns a robbery into a betrayal. But before continuing, a word from our sponsor. If you've ever wished payday came sooner, this might actually help. There's a banking app called Current with a bunch of useful features, and one of the main ones lets you access up to $750 of your paychecks early if you qualify. With Current, you get a full set of features like Paycheck Advance, fee-free overdraft, the Build Card, and more. Paycheck Advance is my favorite, but if you're focused on building credit or just want a smoother way to manage your money, it handles everything in one app. I actually liked the app myself, which is why I partnered with them. And right now, they're giving $75 to anyone who signs up using my link or scans the QR code on screen. If you scan the QR code, it'll take you straight to the sign-up page where you can create your account. Just go through the normal sign-up steps, enter your information, and order your Current card. After you complete those steps, you'll see the option pop up to enter my promo code, JUDGE, which unlocks the $75 bonus when you switch your direct deposit. So make sure you go through the full sign-up process so you don't miss it. If you ever feel like managing money is stressful or tight sometimes, it's definitely worth just checking out, because that's literally what it's designed for, helping people like you stay more on top of their finances.
But the only person that have a key to my knowledge is Jennifer and the kids. So that's why it's confusing me about this whole Riri situation, because it's like, I know him. He's not gonna, unless he was being slick, because he's very slick. So I came up with that conclusion, but her having a key or anybody else, hell no. And he just got them lock change.
So I take it to mean
he opened that door for somebody.
When officers arrived at the crime scene, Paul's back door was wide open, not forced, which means he opened it voluntarily or someone had the key. Either way, this means that someone close to him initiated the kidnapping, which supports Daisha's and Paul's sister's theory.
It's really odd to me that this Riri chick, he used to mess with her when I was younger. And he haven't messed with her in years. Apparently, I believe she bumped into him a month ago. This is my theory. She came to trying to sell a car, and then like two or 3 weeks later, he's dead. And then it's supposed to be her kid's father, her baby father, Pee-wee, who did it.
So this is all stuff you're hearing.
This is stuff that I'm hearing. What I do know for a fact is he did take this girl out to eat about 2 or 3 weeks ago. That's a fact. It's a fact that he was trying to find somebody to buy her white BMW. And it's a fact that I don't know, because right now, all the stuff I'm hearing, because nobody told me. That's why I asked you. No one specifically told me it's concrete evidence that these Pee-wee guys did it. It's just, I don't even know where that started from.
Okay.
And that's what's getting me.
That's fair enough.
Because my question is, the first person that brought it to the family, where did you get this information from? I just think it's a fucking spinoff. I think whoever is doing it is trying to steer us in another direction, because they're trying too fucking hard to do it.
Maylin, I think you are absolutely right.
Like, they killed them in a bad way. And if they think it's money, what makes y'all think they not gonna come after us? It's not a feeling of not wanting to talk. It's a feeling of fear that y'all probably can't understand, because I can't figure out why they did my niece. streets like that. I understand that my brother was in the streets, but to touch her, it's beyond just somebody getting killed because of they was in the streets.
Maylin rejects Pee-wee and Riri's theory, but her emotional interview reveals the deep fear the whole family is feeling. Whoever did this, the police know they are extremely dangerous and need to act fast. A day later, on the 31st of October, 21 days after the murder, Chantal Lauderdale, another one of the sisters, would repeat most of what Maylin said, but one particular detail stood out as contradictory and would change the entire perspective detectives have of the culprits.
We know Paul had a lifestyle, but he had any drugs?
He didn't have nothing. He was what they call down bad. He didn't have anything right now. You know, he just didn't. So that's what makes this all the more just messed up. He didn't have anything. People look at him and they just assume because he still got nice clothes. He's still driving a rental car. Just that Sunday he was at the Browns game, probably in a suite on the field, but you would know that he was broke but you wouldn't know that those tickets were comped either. You know what I'm saying? Like it was free. But so people are still, they look at him and you just want to assume that he always got this money, but he don't.
The first interview gave the impression that Paul was running a secret drug operation, but the reality was that he was struggling to pay a $320 bill just days before his death. The drugs found in his house might have been a desperate attempt to get money, the only way he'd known how to in the past. Paul looked rich on the outside, which might have been the reason his house was robbed, but that still doesn't give officers plausible suspects or an explanation of why Paul and Paris were kidnapped and killed in such a brutal manner.
Could be just playing a role. He's just Pee-wee and Ryan, you know, taking that big street cred off the height, or they wouldn't think it's me. Okay, I'm gonna run with it, and you know, send these little subliminal messages, or you know, Instagram, and you know, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Don't fall too far into that because it takes you off the attention off whoever probably initially started this rumor about them. You know,
and you know, we have some stuff going on still with Pee-wee, you know, and we will continue to. It's some good stuff that you know, it's going to make everybody feel a little bit safer.
And they said that they was basically what everybody said. They was just disgusted, especially with what they did to Paris. They was disgusted, and I don't know this if it's true. I don't even want to know if it's true from you. But the guy who said it, he was just like they was disgusted. Like, why would they kill a girl? And as I said, I never read an article. I pray that that's not true. Don't know if it is.
This is the moment in which officers find out another horrifying possibility of this case. Of course, the rumors that Paris was and remain just rumors for now, and officers need to focus on the concrete evidence in front of them.
She called, and then if you click where it say voice, if you click the pink tab, it should give you another tab, and if you press messages, messages all, it was like 17 calls or 17 messages, something. I didn't understand that.
From that day?
And that just struck me as really odd. And I was like, first of all, who is she? Why is she blowing up his phone at this time of night? After the fact we done found out this occurred. Like, why are you calling him like that? We don't even know anything has gone on yet.
The most substantial piece of evidence found at the crime scene is a clear foot impression created by the gasoline that was poured on the house. If officers can match this footprint to anyone, they would find at least one of the culprits, but that's far from being an easy task. The next day, detectives pick up the CCTV footage from Savannah Street, and when they check it, it turns out to be the footage that would break this case wide open. The footage shows that at 9:19 a.m., a silver Buick turns onto Allegheny Street, closely followed by an all-black, four-door Ford Edge with tinted windows. Both cars pass through the Savannah intersection and out of view. By 9:30 a.m., the black Ford can be seen speeding away from Savannah. Only 1 minute later, the 911 call comes in to report the Buick on fire, which is where the bodies were found. That same day, detectives canvass gas stations nearby and can see the same black Ford filling filling up with gas with the suspects in sight. When they checked the license plate, the car belonged to a woman named Juanita Barrow, the mother of a man named Ronald Newberry, who was already suspected by police of other crimes related to drugs. Detectives chose to interview Diana Goggins, who is Newberry's girlfriend, and all they needed was confirmation that this was, in fact, his car. But what she gives instead only makes this whole case worse.
Wake up, young lady.
So I'm going to show you something that probably Detective Lonnie's going to be mad at me because he doesn't like sharing anything. All right.
As officers show her the screenshot of the suspected car, here's where she realizes the worst news of her life.
This video was taken on Savannah. Do you know when and where this video was taken?
Tell me.
September 10th at 9:34 a.m.
Yeah.
Do you know what vehicle was in front of this vehicle? The victim's vehicle. Now, the reason I share this with you is because I want to let you know what kind of person you're laying your head down with.
Don't know this shit. Don't tell me that.
You know, Deanna.
No.
That's just one piece of evidence, right?
No.
He did it.
No.
Yeah, he did.
No.
Yes, he did.
No.
Did you see a picture of that little 14-year-old?
No, don't even show me. No.
I'm not going to show that to you. But I just want you to know.
No. No, don't tell me that.
Do you think that we would have you here for any other reason?
Yeah, that's right. We need you to cooperate with us, okay? All right?
No.
Deanna,
that's not that street, is it?
That is the street.
Tell me that's not that street.
I have no reason to lie.
Deanna.
I got a daughter.
You said with your own mouth, that's the same car, right? That's the same car, right?
Ronald Newberry is 23 years old at the time, and police already had unequivocal evidence that he was linked to this crime because of the surveillance footage. But they lacked any direct evidence proving he was the killer. Their claim that they know Newberry did this is an exaggeration intended to apply psychological pressure and get Diana to confess what she knows. Saying they put her in this emotional state of shock on purpose is something we don't know, but officers are allowed to do it if they deem it necessary. In this case, they need Diana on their side and against her boyfriend to get to the truth of this matter, to know for a fact if they have their first of many suspected suspects or not.
Shot her 3 times in the head.
Do you know that man was tied and bound and had to watch his daughter get shot in the head, and he was still alive when the car was lit on fire? He burned to death, literally. Do you recognize this photo?
Yeah.
Do you know when it was taken?
That was recent, because we came from my friend's son's funeral.
You see these shoes?
Yeah.
Those are Paul Bradley's shoes.
There's Paul Bradley's.
Those shoes belong to the victim. He's wearing a dead man's shoes. You know a guy by the name of Pee Wee?
No.
You don't know Pee Wee?
I feel like I'm a side girlfriend. I don't know nothing he do. He give me money. I pay my bills. Give my daughter milk. Buy her Pampers. That's it.
Do you know how he gets his money?
I don't.
He robs dope dealers.
Please don't tell me
Do you know that most likely he killed other people in Bedford Heights? Bedford Heights has quite a bit of case on him also from an earlier homicide.
Deanna, he's a straight up killer.
He did that to that girl.
Oh man.
Shot her 3 times.
Don't keep putting an image in my head, please.
I want you to.
We're not putting it there. It's there. He's there.
And that's the thing. Anything he do in the streets, he doesn't discuss that with me. He, in his words, say I'm friendly, meaning I can't hold water, or I talk too much. Me even sitting here, oh, you talk too much, or shit like that. Like, I could be at work. I done had conversations with him when I have males I work with. oh, we sit there all day and watch MRDD people, and he think I'm talking to my coworker.
Did you guys talk about this?
No.
You're positive?
Nothing like this ever came up. Nothing.
Despite extreme psychological pressure and direct threats, Diana fails to provide any useful information. She either doesn't know or simply is covering for her boyfriend because she's scared of the alternative. After all, Ronald Newberry is currently being investigated for another murder in Bedford and is known on the streets as the violent henchman of Anthony Hines. However, when the lead detective does something as if taken from a movie, Diana does the unexpected.
I'm going to place a bet. If you call him and he comes up here, I'll give you $50. If we call him and he hangs up or doesn't come up within 30 minutes, I get Tatiana's last name. Bet?
Deal?
Oh, God.
Is that a deal?
Is that a deal? That's a deal. All right.
Sure, you'll answer real quick.
Hello? They got me.
I know that, man.
And they want you to come down here. I know they saying some shit.
About what, man?
About this murder.
A murder?
Yes.
Can't be serious.
You remember the little girl and the man we seen on the TV that got burnt in East Cleveland?
Yeah, I know that.
They're saying you did it. Yes, they keep showing me this video from Savannah.
What they showing you on them dumbass lies, you don't got to say nothing to them. I don't know what the fuck they doing here, what the fuck they doing. I don't want to call my lawyer. If she been calling, she must come up there, she been checking on. I don't know what the fuck they trying to do. I'm going to get these moments like, well, why you not talking to me out of everybody? Look weird.
Because they have your car on video. That's why they want to talk to you.
Listen, baby. I love you.
I love you too.
And I want to make sure I come up in there and I talk to them and see what the fuck going on.
Please.
I'm not understanding. I got this, baby. I don't understand what the fuck they got you for. I don't even understand what the fuck they targeting me for. It's bullshit, man.
I think you had something to do with this murder.
Now, I understand that. That shit bogus as fuck. You don't got to talk to them at all.
I know my rights.
You got a lawyer.
I know.
You got a lawyer.
I know.
So let me know when they about to take this motherfucker.
However insane this moment is, Ronald Newberry never came to the police station. Despite this, Diana is let go because, as it became evident by the phone call, she never knew about this. And just when detectives thought they'd reached a dead end, just hours later, detectives receive a phone call from Newberry's mother, Juanita Barrow, who says they need to speak about the dark Ford registered to her. To investigators, this immediately rings alarms as it happens right after Newberry finds out he is suspected. On the 9th of November, 3 days later, police finally arrested and brought Newberry into the interrogation room.
All right. Yeah.
I'll stand. I'm okay standing.
Newberry did not come alone. He came with a lawyer. And the lawyer is the whole reason our team made this case. The detectives have Newberry on surveillance footage. They have him under investigation for a second murder. And they still cannot touch him in that room because one person beside him knows the rules. That is what your rights are worth. And almost nobody knows how to use them because nobody ever taught them. So we did the work for you. We went through the manuals these detectives are trained on, the Reed technique that built the modern interrogation room, the research on how ordinary people are made to confess, and we put what actually matters into 290 pages. And because nobody learns from a rulebook, all of it is built on more than 15 real cases, real stops, real interrogations, so it reads like a story you cannot put down instead of a textbook you have to slog through. Inside, you get the exact words that stop a search or an interrogation cold. Police are legally allowed to do to make you talk, including lying straight to your face about evidence they do not have, and the real price of every wrong sentence, itemized down to the dollar. Because here is what most people never find out until it is too late. Did you know a single traffic stop can cost you up to $22,000? One wrong word can run you $500 to $1,600. The book is $47, and it can save you every cent of that $22,000. And in a room like the one you are looking at right now, the wrong words do not cost you money. They cost you the rest of your life. Read it for 7 days, and if it does not change how you would handle that room, you get every dollar back. Guaranteed. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. Back to the case. Ronald Newberry is one of at least 6 people who touched this crime, and he is not the one who ordered it. 3 of the others are still free. The man the rest will eventually name as the one who planned all of it has not even been identified yet. And the question under everything still has no answer. Why a robbery that found almost nothing ended with a 14-year-old shot 3 times in the head and her father burned alive? Everything from here is the detectives trying to force that answer out of people who have every reason to lie.
Mr. Newberry, my name is Jack Gardner, Commander, Detective Lundy, Detective Marche. I understand that your counsel is here. However, if you would oblige me, we're going to go over your rights.
After reading him his rights, the detective goes straight to the bulk of the matter.
Is that your vehicle?
No.
It's not your vehicle?
No. Well, I don't even understand how you would think that's my vehicle.
Why do I think?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you were there when it was purchased, and everybody's seen you driving around, so.
See me driving around where? Everywhere. Where's everywhere?
So actually, if you didn't have the car, who would have had the car?
It's not my car for one.
I hear you.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm saying, like.
But when she asked you on the phone, you recall the incident and the day it occurred, is what I'm saying.
No. I knew y'all was talking to her. I knew that was y'all talking.
So you remember October 10th, right? The day of this homicide?
I mean, I could if I could look back. Yeah, I ain't had that car.
You didn't have the car that day?
Most of the time he had my mama car a couple times when she first got it, period.
So you didn't have it on October 10th?
No.
So you didn't stay home that night?
Who?
You.
No, where I didn't stay home from?
Who
said told you I was cheating.
So you stayed the whole night over some other girl's house?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Back and forth.
Detectives already know this is a lie because they have already interviewed a neighbor who knows him, Antonio Bell.
You knew the day, right?
Yeah, I remember
right.
specifically.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me go one step further. Right? Did you talk to Ron that day?
I actually, I was on my street, sitting in my driveway. I thought I seen Ron's truck pull up. It had to be about like 6
a.m. or p.m.?
It was a.m.
6 a.m.?
It was between 6 and 7 because I knew I was in the car with a female.
Ron's alibi has already been completely broken as he was seen near an address on Wadena Street close to the crime scene, and now detectives seek to expose even more of his lies on camera.
Did you have this phone the day on the 10th?
Oh, did I?
Mm-hmm. How long have you had this number?
I don't remember.
We're talking days, weeks, months,
years. Is that a new number, or you've had it for a while?
I probably had it for a while.
Every question that the officers ask him in that interrogation room is a trap designed to make Newberry inescapably entangled in his own web of lies. In reality, they already know the answers to these questions, and with each lie, Newberry is stacking the odds against himself later in the court of law.
Do you remember or recall your mother, Juanita, having some ex-boyfriend named, some Jamaican guy named Sean?
Yeah, man.
Tell me about this guy.
A weirdo. They having problems with this nigga, man.
But you guys don't get along?
No.
You know Sean's last name?
No, I never got into it like that with that dude, man. It was weird. I don't even like Jamaicans, period. There's a problem with the car situation. The nigga just kept, because I had the car. I probably was driving the car a minute when she first got, not every day, but I was driving it though. When she was just started, this nigga just get the car car whenever, like.
Newberry appears completely calm, laid back, and with relaxed speech. In normal circumstances, this would read as innocence, but detectives have to read the situation in context. They know Newberry was already warned by his mother, and that in front of them is a man telling a rehearsed story, knowing that, with the lawyers present, officers can do nothing about it. His composure is not proof that he is telling the truth. It's a sign he came prepared not to.
Did you lend your cell phone out to anybody?
When?
The 9th or 10th?
Of October. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Yes.
I left my in the car.
Which car?
My mother's car.
You left your cell phone in your mom's car?
Yeah. At the house.
You recall having conversations with people on the 9th and 10th?
With who?
With your cell phone that was in the car?
Not before I left it in there, no.
What if I were to tell you that there were at least 7 people that we've spoken with that spoke to you on that cell phone that day?
I ain't never say I didn't have it that day, period. I did not just tell you that.
She left it in the car.
I said I left it in the car.
That morning.
And it was gone for some hours. I never said not once that I ain't had my phone that day.
That's what I'm asking. At what point did you get it back?
I don't remember.
The truth is that Ron made and received calls on the same morning of the murder with that exact cell phone as police extracted call records. Moreover, there is no evidence to suggest Sean even exists, as neither Ron nor his mother, who is interviewed 3 days later, is willing to provide police with a phone number or a second name.
At the point that he takes the car, how long did you know him?
A few days, probably.
So you're just giving him the car that you just purchased?
Yes, I did.
This is somebody you just met.
So? What do you mean?
So you're sure your son did not have
I'm positive.
Edge
I'm
on
positive.
October 10th,
I done told you 50 times. Yes, I'm positive.
Right, but you were at work.
So?
So when you went to work, you left the vehicle with
You're
Sean.
not about to keep asking me the same thing over and over again.
Sean Murphy?
Yeah.
You gave us his number?
I did.
I got the number from Kate.
I gave it to him.
Okay.
As I told you, it was on a piece of paper. It wasn't in my phone.
Well, I'm just curious because, I mean, when I talked to you, you didn't even know his last name.
I told you it was on a piece of paper. Don't lie on me.
You told me his phone.
I told you it was on a piece of paper.
Well,
You're
know,
sitting there lying.
Well, I hate to say it, but the conversation was recorded.
Okay, so go back on it. You're telling a lie.
In an unexpected turn, detectives realize that the Jamaican story is clearly something they both fabricated after discovering that Ron was a prime suspect in the case. But one of the most important pieces of information officers have is that Ron could not have acted alone. Kidnapping, the manner of death, and the burnt car all suggest multiple culprits. This fact alone makes this case highly dangerous because whoever helped him is still out there, and more important than getting a confession is to find the other culprits and bring them in cuffs. Back in the interrogation room, officers will attempt to extract the names of the others.
You know a guy by the name of Pee-wee?
Yeah.
Who is he? Who is he?
Cool dude.
Friend of yours?
You cool dude.
You talk to him often or what?
Somewhat.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
I don't remember.
Was it recently? A month ago? 2 months ago?
I don't remember. Do I remember what?
Being at a party where you were introduced?
No. I've never been to a party with Pee-wee, with Riri at all, so I don't know where the fuck they're from. Never.
You don't have Sean's number handy right now?
Why would I have Sean's number? I told you.
He doesn't have it.
Well, I mean,
how did we get Sean's number? His mom doesn't have it. That's her ex-boyfriend, right?
Well, that's something you gotta talk to her about. I thought I have her. Why would I have
to talk to her?
As I'm sure that your counsel has advised you, pretty much 99% of the questions we've asked you today, we already knew the answer to.
Okay.
So, you got a lot of people lying on you. A lot.
Okay.
It's clear to detectives that they will not be able to extract a confession from Ron with his lawyer present, but the purpose of this interview has been completed as they have caught him in plenty of inconsistencies on camera. This will be useful evidence for the court of law. Just that same day, minutes after Ron's interrogation, the lab analysis calls to tell of what turns out to be a major change in the investigation. Earlier, detectives had collected an unknown man's DNA at the crime scene, and by all expectations, this was Newberry's. But when the analysts called, they told officers that the DNA belonged to a 21-year-old man named Gibson, a name that had not come up during the investigation. Detectives immediately contact the local judge, who issues aggravated murder charges for Cody. Just a day later, U.S. Marshals apprehended Gibson at his girlfriend Kiana Gilbert's apartment in 12320 Chesterfield, Cleveland. Crucially, Kiana herself requested to speak to the police, and what she's about to reveal will represent a major shift for police.
He didn't give me every detail. He told me they made him drive the car.
Okay, so
Ronnie car.
they made Cody drive the victim's car, the Buick.
No, the truck.
They made Cody drive the Ford Edge, the black car that belonged to Newberry.
That's his, yeah.
Okay.
That's his name.
Ronnie?
Yeah.
Okay. So
He said the time of them making him do it, him and another guy, the other guy, I don't know his name.
So let me ask you, how many guys were there?
There was 4 guys.
It was 4 total. So you got Cody,
Ronnie, Boone, and the other guy.
and the 4th guy.
He said him and the 4th guy didn't want to do it. Basically, they told him, like, if you don't do it, we'll kill you and your family. So they made them ride, and they made Cody be the getaway driver.
Okay.
This is a key breakthrough for the investigation because now detectives know that Ron, Cody, a man named Boom, and a 4th man, possibly Pee-wee, were the ones involved in the crime. Now investigators have to find out exactly what happened, according to Kiana, because this will be crucial for Cody's later investigation.
Did they say anything like as far as taking anything out of the house?
I know they gave Cody the PlayStation for driving.
They gave Cody a PlayStation?
Yes.
All right, where's that PlayStation at?
In garbage. It didn't work.
PlayStation didn't work?
No, we threw it away.
All right.
And then I know, like, after it happened, they kept calling his phone, making him check in every hour, so to make sure he wouldn't go until.
Like, this is once you were at home with him, and they were calling him.
He had to check in, and basically like, where you at? You ain't do nothing. You ain't going nowhere. Like, they was calling him to make him check in, so he wouldn't go to the police until. Because he didn't come home that night.
Gotcha.
He didn't come home until like 4 o'clock that afternoon.
On the 10th, the day of.
The day of the thing?
The day of the car being set on fire?
Yeah.
Okay, he came home like 4 p.m.?
Yes.
So the night prior is when you worked 3 to 11 and he was supposed to pick you up?
Yes.
And he didn't come pick you up?
And he left my car at his grandma's house, so I just had my friend take me over there to take my car.
So what I'm saying is, did he call you and say, hey, I can't make it?
Yeah, he said, I can't make it. They're not letting me go. He was texting me, telling me, like, they won't let me go. And then he asked me, he was like, we ran out of gas. Can you bring a gas can? I'm on Wadena.
So he asked you to bring a gas can?
He was on Wadena, yes, because he ran out of gas.
CCTV and a cell phone ping confirmed that Cody was located at Hanini's gas station on Euclid Avenue at 7:40 a.m., the morning of the murder. Moreover, detectives traced the location Kiana gave for throwing away the PlayStation, and they managed to recover it. Now, they have 2 solid bits of proof of Cody's involvement. Newberry had lied, steal, or lawyered up, but what Cody Gibson did next was something detectives almost never see. 2 days later, on the 12th of November, against the advice of his legal counsel, Cody Gibson asks to talk to the police. Police don't expect is that he's about to reveal everything that happened in the 10-hour gap before police discovered the bodies.
Take a little while to get it going.
After reading him his Miranda rights, Cody is ready to speak.
Ronnie called me a few times saying like he had played for us.
Play, you mean like a late robbery?
Yeah, but I said, what does it consist of? He said, some dude, it's like, he said it's sweet, it ain't gonna be nothing major, nothing too crazy, you feel me? So I said, okay, you pull on the street, look at the house. I guess they said that the dude wasn't supposed to be there or something. Like, yeah, he wasn't supposed to be at home or something, but I guess he was home or something. Like, they rolled around the block and the car was in the driveway or some shit, but when they pulled on the street, it was somebody in the driveway.
It was a car in the driveway, another car?
Yeah, they pulled up, it was people in it.
Okay.
And they handed his daughter something. She came outside, gave them something, a book bag or something. They exchanged something.
On October 9th, Ron calls Cody to set up the robbery, thinking that Paul Bradley had money or drugs. In reality, he was broke. At around 7 p.m., Cody texts Kiana saying he can't pick her up at 11. At around 10 p.m., the crew of 4 arrives at the house and scouts the area. They spot the moment Jennifer, Paul's girlfriend from the beginning, Paris, saw each other for the last time, and they also spot Paul speaking with her. Apparently, Paris being at the house was not the plan, yet despite this, Ron decided to continue with the robbery.
They parked like a little bit down the street or up the street or something. We all get out, except for the other guy. He was still in the truck.
Who all get out?
Me, Ronnie, and Bone.
So you, Ronald, and DeMarcus get out the car, but the guy that's driving the car, the Ford Edge, stays in the car?
After they get it off or whatever, get it open, they had me going inside.
So they had you go into the window?
Yeah.
I mean, was you able to climb up or did they have to lift you up or what?
They had to lift me up.
So they helped you get up?
Yeah.
Through the window?
Put me through the window, unlocked the door.
So you get into the house, you're in the kitchen area, right?
Yeah.
And once you get into the kitchen, you go downstairs to unlock the back door?
Yeah.
And Ronald and DeMarcus come through the back door?
Yes.
This resolves the issue of why Paul opened the door for the people who ended up killing him. The answer is, he didn't. Cody climbed through and opened it himself. But what Cody describes next is the part the detectives had been missing since the burnt car. 10 hours nobody witnessed, told by one of the men who was there.
Started moving upstairs. And once we started moving upstairs, his room door, Paul's room door, was kind of propped open. And you can see him in there laying down.
Was he sleeping?
Yeah. You can see him in there sleeping. And his daughter's room was right next door to it. I guess she was up, but like she was like on her phone or something, or had headphones in or something or whatever. But I don't know. But when she went in there, when they walked up the stairs, Ryan went into her room. And Boom went into to this room. I walked in after him, get him out the bed, get her out the bed. So now it's like they're asking, where's the money, where's the stuff, where is it?
They're looking for money and what else?
I guess money. I don't know if they were looking for drugs or not, but they were like, where is it at? So he's saying, I don't have shit. But they telling me like, look around, shit. So I'm looking around. Then they say, he said something like basement and some shit. So they like,
who says that?
Paul.
He said basement?
Yeah. He said something like, there's something about the basement or something. So then that's when they.
Is he at gunpoint at this time?
Yes.
Who has the gun?
Who's got the gun?
Ron and Ronald.
So Boom, DeMarcus, and Ronald, they're both carrying guns.
Ronnie finds a scale. He's like, dude, you had me go down here to a scale. He said, that's what I was saying was down here. I told you I don't got shit. I'm like, dude, that's just fucking leave it alone, man. It's nothing here, man. Best bet you go get the brick and call fucking day, man. Best thing you should do. They didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear that shit. They want to keep going along with it. So that's when we bring them outside.
Who walks him outside?
Ronald.
Is he
me and Boom.
So you guys walk Paul outside. I mean, is he tied up? Is he got his head covered? What?
His head is covered. He's tied up.
His head is covered and he's tied up?
Yes.
10 hours nobody witnessed, told by one of the men who was there. This testimonial by Cody is not entirely reliable. He is doing something commonly seen in suspects who know they have been caught for certain, and that is to shift the blame. In Cody's mind, this might be a way to get away with the consequences of the crime. When detectives found the house, It was entirely ransacked, so they searched thoroughly, but there was nothing to be found. What Cody didn't mention is that Paul was pistol whipped during the ordeal. What Cody does say is that he wanted to leave, but Ron and Boom refused and even pointed their guns at him. So in the end, they settled for stealing the broken PlayStation, the Gucci watch, the Ferragamo belt, Paul's shoes, and some other clothes. It's at this point that Paul was pleading with them to spare Paris. Then, the criminals probably doused the house in gasoline because police found gasoline all over Paul's house, although the precise moment this happened is never confirmed. Afterwards, Paul and Paris were taken to the cars. So far, the physical evidence does corroborate Cody's story, but there is much more to this case.
You said Paul's in the Buick in the backseat, right?
Yeah.
Who's driving the Buick?
Ronnie.
Who else is in the Buick, Ronnie?
Boom.
So, they're in that car. So you and this unknown guy?
Yes.
Driving Ronald's Ford Edge?
Yes.
And this is where?
In the backseat.
Are you in the backseat with her?
I was driving.
So you end up switching seats with the driver?
Yes.
So you started driving and he got in the backseat with Paris?
Yes.
Okay. And where do you guys go?
I think that's when we went to Wadena.
So you drove from Bedford to Wadena. Where do you guys go on Wadena?
Yeah. To the abandoned house on Wadena.
An abandoned house?
Yeah.
You know what color it was?
Black and white.
So what happens from there?
Actually, I don't know. I went to the store.
So you get out of Ron's truck. Who did you go to the store with?
A bomb.
So you and DeMarcus walk to the store. Do you ever see? So who stayed with Paris? Who stayed with Paris?
The other guy.
He stayed in the car with her?
Yes.
Do you ever see Paris and her father get taken out of the car and taken into the house?
No.
According to Cody, Ron drove the silver Buick with Boom and Paul in the back of the car, while Cody drove the black Ford Edge with Paris and the fourth suspect in the back. They ended up driving to an abandoned house in Wadena. Paul and Paris are kept in the vehicles, tied up and separated for hours. It's around 7 a.m. when Antonio Bell, the witness from earlier, actually spots Ron's truck, and during that stretch, Ron is actively making phone calls, including one to Pee-wee. Detectives would later conduct a second interview with Juanita, Ron's mother, during which she finally admitted it.
My name's Commander Gardner. The first thing I want to clear up is the last time you came in and gave a statement relative to what you're making.
Yes.
That's not true?
No. I was called on the phone.
Speak up a little bit, sir.
I was called on the phone and told to say that.
Who called you? Who told you?
The only person that know my internet number outside of you and my family is Boom.
Boom?
So that's the only person that could have called and told me that.
Did you know that male? The other guy?
That's my cousin.
Well, I'm going to show you. This is not Boom.
No,
Who's that guy with the hat on?
that's my son and that's Quentin.
It's Quentin?
That's my cousin Quentin.
You know his last name? Quentin Palmer? Okay.
Juanita appears nervous, but unlike Ron, she has leaned forward and speaks with a soft voice. This is a stark contrast from the first interrogation, where she was leaning back, looking away from the officers, and hostile in her demeanor. This tells officers she is likely telling the truth, and crucially, she has just revealed the identity of the fourth suspect. He is 26-year-old Quentin Palmer, and his record includes 10 prior arrests with 2 concealed weapon convictions. Back in the interrogation room with Cody, investigators had to connect each of the suspects with their precise role, and Cody's testimonial could be crucial to that. After hours of waiting, the crew finally started moving again, and the consequences of their decisions would be devastating.
She brings you a gas can, correct? Who's she with? You know her friend's name?
Portia.
She's with Portia. When she pull up, what do? You get out of the car?
Yeah, I got the gas. I think I got the gas can from her.
All right, was it empty?
I think they did come up to the front or something and said, like, yeah, man, we about to have to do them. I'm like,
said that?
Ronnie or Boone, one of them, and I'm like, bro, I'm not with that shit.
They said we about to have to do them?
Yeah.
Meaning?
I guess kill them.
Right. They say why?
No. I said, bro.
Did they say why they had to kill Paul or why they had to kill the girl?
I said, bro, I ain't fucking with that shit, man. That's on y'all. I ain't killing nobody, man. I can't kill nobody. I got a little sister. I got a son, man. I can't kill nobody.
So they had you follow them over by Savannah. You driving the car or the other guys still driving?
He's driving the Buick. Ronnie's driving the Buick.
Ronnie's driving the Buick. Who's in the Buick with Ronnie?
Boom.
Boom in the Buick, Ronnie. And you and the other guy still in Ron's truck, right?
Yeah.
Cody appears very relaxed, but crucially, when he says that he can't kill anybody, his voice goes soft and starts being slightly shaky. This leads officers, at least on a preliminary basis, to believe that his testimonial might be true. At the point of driving, Paris had already moved to the Buick with her father. Cody and the fourth suspect were alone in the black Ford.
That's when they pulled around the corner. And that's when I guess they killed them and set them on fire.
What do Ronald do with the Buick?
He pulled it in the field.
He drove off into the field?
Pulled it into the field.
Right?
And set it on fire.
Well, when he pulled into the field, where did you park at?
I was a little bit down in the street.
A little bit away from the field?
Yeah.
That way, when they set it on fire, they can run back to the truck?
Right.
According to him, there was never any mention of a or and at least Paris died quickly. Their precise manner of death will be something investigators keep trying to clear up because the case drastically changes depending on the circumstances. If what Cody is saying is true, he and the fourth suspect never directly witnessed the crime. However, under Ohio law, they could still be charged with felony murder because they were complicit in robbery, kidnapping, and burglary. In other words, they participated and didn't do anything to stop it.
No, Ronnie said, I'm not killing nobody. I'm not killing them. I said that I'm not doing it neither. I'm not killing nobody.
So who was the one that was on it?
Boom said, I'll do it.
So Boom said he was going to do it?
Yes.
You know a guy named Pee Wee?
I told you I heard of him.
You know what Pee Wee looked like?
Yes.
Was Pee Wee the fourth guy in the car?
No.
Did Ron ever make any mention of Pee Wee?
Yes.
Yeah, yes?
Yes.
What did he say? It's very important.
He set it up.
Tell us about it, because it's very important. The truth will probably set you free.
It's going to help you out down the road.
What did he say about Pee Wee?
He said he's like the mastermind of the shit.
According to Cody, Boom pulled the trigger. Ron set the car on fire. Pee Wee, who was never at the crime scene, is the actual mastermind behind the crime. These are big claims and remain unverified. After all, Cody knows that his neck is on the line. Confession might be deliberately planned to exonerate him of all fault. But what happens next after investigators come back to the interrogation room will make them believe there is at least a little sincerity in what he says.
We need this fourth guy identified, man. Can you tell me anything about him? I mean, like, what you mean? If you know what area he hangs, anything, just tell me, Cody. Tell me, brother.
I just wish I didn't have nothing to do with this shit, man. I swear to God, I didn't want nobody to die. My heart hurt, man. I haven't heard from my baby mama. I haven't heard from my son. I don't know what the fuck going on, man. It hurt, man. I don't even want. I got a little sister, Lundy. You really think that I want somebody to do some shit like that to my fucking sister, man? I never wanted that to happen to nobody, man. I promise you, man. Promise you, man. I can't cope with that shit. This is every fucking night.
I can't get it out. I barely can look at my son. I barely got time to play with him. Like, Daddy, where you going? Daddy, where you going? Because I'm trying to provide for us. And I can't, man. And then my son got to be right in the middle of this shit every time I've been putting handcuffs in a police car, my son was right fucking there, man. You think I want him to keep seeing me like that, man? That's not a good example, man. I'm trying to change for the better, man. I want him to do better. I don't want him to follow in my footsteps, man.
Cody Gibson seems to be a 21-year-old kid who was struggling to pay the bills for his wife and children and fell into a desperate situation. At least, that's the image he portrays in the interrogation. What's striking, though, is that even when he knew Paul and Paris were about to be killed, he never attempted to stop it. Whether this was out of fear or a lack of care, Cody is now involved in the murder, and along with that, his son will have to grow up without a father. But this investigation is far from over. Cody's confession is far from reliable based on the strong incentive for him to lie and make himself appear innocent. Moreover, there are two more killers on the loose, and the one who matters most, the apparent mastermind, Pee-wee, still hasn't had a face placed on him. On the 16th of November, 4 days after Cody's confession, U.S. Marshals located and arrested the fourth suspect at the crime scene, Palmer, at Northampton Street in Cleveland Heights, and brought him to the interrogation room. Now, investigators will look to corroborate or contradict Cody's story while still trying to figure out the big question. What's Pee-wee's involvement in this and why?
Palmer. Detective Barchet, how you doing?
Pretty much we have the majority of information already. Okay. We don't believe that you were the shooter. Right?
What?
Wasn't there at all, so I don't know nothing.
Okay. The issue is that you need to get past that point where you were just talking. Okay, we're past that point. We have so much evidence about you, it's not even funny, right?
About me?
About you.
About you.
Okay.
Just listen up, man, all right?
So we can sit here for a half hour while we play games, go back and forth. I show you mine, you show me yours, all right? We already know you were involved, all right? We're already past that point.
Palmer starts the interrogation in complete denial with his hands in his shirt, but what he doesn't know is that the evidence against him is already overwhelming. What detectives need to do is convince him to open up and potentially lighten his sentence.
We go to the jury, and they're going to see someone that's showing no remorse, denying that they had any involvement, all right? And I mean, you can do the math yourself, how they're going to respond to that. Because this is a pretty serious...
It's a crazy case.
Pretty serious incident, all right? And we have it on good word that you may have even lightly tried to stop what was going on.
I always try to stop what's going on.
Yeah.
I was never here, sir. Well, I have nothing to do with this.
Quinn.
Okay, is this how you want to handle it?
I have nothing to do with this, sir. I work, sir. I work a full-time job, church floor.
All right, well, listen, we got your DNA. We got video.
DNA from where?
If you want to keep denying that.
DNA from where?
You were there. You were in the car.
DNA from the car.
From the truck?
Yeah.
Either you're going to tell us the truth or you're not.
Tell me the truth. I wasn't out there.
I mean, I would love to smack that fucking grin off your face, dude.
Sir,
because we're talking about a fucking 14-year-old girl that was tortured and
I understand all that, sir.
And burned like some piece of fucking garbage.
I understand, sir.
You were there. You were involved. Otherwise, there's 5 people lying on your ass.
Because I'm not involved, sir.
But you do the math. When we get to jury and you have 5 people that come and testify, one of them who was also there, we present the evidence of trace evidence of your fucking DNA and video of you being in the fucking truck. Who do you think the jury's gonna believe? Do the math, bro.
God knows, man. God knows it's real.
I think you might want to get off on the right foot with this, man, right? Because I wasn't there.
I was not there, but
do you I'm going to give you a little something, all right? I'm going to give you a little something. Do you know, and they don't consider this, what I just learned this the other day in school. So when I tell you something that's factual and legal, it's not considered a threat. So I'm going to tell you what's factual and legal. You're going to get fucking the death penalty on this case, unless you talk right now. If you continue to go the avenue that you're going, you are going to be charged with aggravated murder with death specification. You were sitting in the fucking car in the driveway.
And what driveway?
Do you not understand that there was fucking video right there at the house, you dipshit? Okay, I'm taking it downstairs. See you later, bud. I don't need your fucking statement. There's enough to convict your ass without it.
Despite the evidence staring at him in the face and the possibility of the death penalty, Palmer doesn't care enough to say anything that could deliver justice for Paul and Paris. He doesn't panic despite the officer's aggression, and that is the worst possibility. Detectives know that when a suspect fails to speak and is not even caught in any sort of lie or contradiction, this becomes dangerous in the court of law. If no direct evidence is found against Palmer, he could walk free, unlike the other suspects who dug their own graves. That leaves the last suspect, 24-year-old Boom, whose real name is DeMarcus Shealy. Finding and interrogating Boom is the last hope investigators have of actually getting an account to corroborate the evidence. Police visited Chandrea Thruman, girlfriend, who lives at 5508 Guy Avenue, Cleveland. He is not there, but Chandrea chooses to cooperate and gives investigators his number. However, that number turns out to be a second number Ronald Newberry used, and after they leave, Chandrea calls Boom to tip him off that he is wanted. Boom goes into hiding, and detectives know that there is no other way he could have known if he wasn't warned by her. So the next morning, the marshals come back and arrest Chandrea for felony obstruction in a homicide investigation.
You obviously know why you're here, correct? Pardon me? Yes or no would be good?
Yes.
Okay. Is this going to be one of those interviews? Because we can take you right back downstairs.
What you mean one of those interviews?
One of these interviews.
You
be nice. You be nice, we'll be nice. Okay? Copy that? Mm-hmm. Actually, you're going to read them out loud, all right?
I don't want to read them.
Pardon me?
I don't want to read them.
You have to read them.
I'm sorry to inconvenience you.
Don't act like I did something wrong.
You did. You did.
What I do wrong?
You did. All right, we'll talk about it after this.
Sorry, what's all right? No, what I do wrong?
Take it back downstairs.
For what, though?
Get the fuck. Stop being like this. There's a 14-year-old girl that's dead, and your fucking boyfriend did it. Now, are we gonna do this the right way or not? Because we'll take you back downstairs, we'll charge you. I don't give a fuck. What do you want to do?
This is your life. He's gone forever. So he's probably gonna die in the electric chair. But in order for us to talk to you, we have to go over these rights. So it's your option. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. We'll put you downstairs. We will charge you with complicity to murder. You will be charged with an F2, felony of the second degree, and you can join your boyfriend at the defendant's table.
Chandrea's closed body language and mumbling show she is closed and unwilling to cooperate. There are 3 reasons a suspect may speak. They think the police know, they feel internal guilt, or out of fear of the consequences. Police attempt to try reason and play to her fear, and after 15 minutes of back and forth, Chandrea finally speaks a little.
Did DeMarcus tell you anything about what they did that night?
No, he didn't tell me anything. I asked him what was wrong with him or whatever. Because he was there when I got home, but he ain't never say nothing. He was like, ain't that wrong, or whatever. And that was it for real. He didn't tell me nothing.
This is on the 10th?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure and caution you, all right? Because obviously as the investigation goes, we learn more information, all right? If you tell us now,
right,
nothing's going to happen to you.
Right, I honestly don't.
Well, hang on. But if we find out later,
right,
that you guys had conversation, you're going to get charged.
Right.
All right, so now is the time to get in front. Now is the time to tell us, because I promise you right now, if you tell us now, you're not going to get charged.
Right. He didn't tell me anything, like, honestly. But when everything started hitting the fan, he was like, they taking everybody in, thinking we did something, whatever. And I asked him, I said, well, did you do it? And I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I told him, like, I hope y'all didn't do that, or whatever. Said little girl. And he was just like, we didn't. But he was like, but I ain't coming back to your house no more, whatever. I'm like, all right.
Where can we find Boom at right now?
That I honestly don't know.
Where does he hang out?
Like when I asked him where he's at, and he still won't even tell me where he's at, or whatever. Like, say I talked to him on the phone, whatever, he'd call me and I asked him like, what are you doing? Like, where's you at, or whatever. He would not tell me like where his location is. Period.
Despite threatening her with a serious charge, Chandrea claims she doesn't know anything because Boom never told her. After this, she was put in jail for 4 days. In that time, the manhunt for DeMarcus was unsuccessful, so detectives would take her out of her cell for a second interrogation.
Boom is the one who actually shot the baby in the head. Okay? He shot her 3 times in the head. You know what he said when he shot her in the head? Before he shot her? He said if she's old enough to cry, she's old enough to die. He shot that baby in the head 3 times. So it's very important that we get him off the streets.
Unfortunately, after more than an hour, Chandrea just repeated the same narrative, and the police decided to release her from custody. The only useful information she gives is DeMarcus's real phone number. On December 7th, 58 days after the murder, U.S. Marshals finally apprehended DeMarcus in Akron, Ohio. He had fled the city after Chandrea's tip-off, 38 miles south of the scene of the crime. Boom is the last of the 4 to be captured, but major questions still elude officers, as they have no idea about Pee-wee and Riri's involvement, because a robbery does not explain a 14-year-old shot 3 times.
Yeah, she died by like a medicine.
What's that?
The one dude killed her, yeah.
Is that kin to you?
Yeah, that's my older sister.
I'm sorry, man.
It's cool.
Then your brother was Smoke, right?
Mm-hmm.
Him and I were ones that, Commander and I were the ones that,
with my t-shirt, with my sister.
Yeah. Shatisha.
Is it Statisha?
It's Satisha.
Satisha. I'm sorry about that, man. That was
cool.
That was fucked up, though.
It was fucked up, though.
What do you know about that?
What?
I mean, besides what we told you.
About what?
What happened with your sister?
No, my mama knew used to go to court. I don't be into all that shit, though. Like, I put that in the past. Shit will scar you for life.
What about what happened to your brother?
I was in the house with that shit happened. Mm-hmm. My whole family was in there. That shit scarred me too. I don't be into none of that.
While reading his rights, the detectives casually bring up Boom's dead siblings who were tragically killed in similar accidents. Nothing in an interrogation room happens by accident, and this move is a calculated tactic aiming to first position officers as friends, which is crucial since, as we saw with Chandrea and Palmer, the hostile strategy hasn't been working so far. And secondly, it seeks to build empathy inside Boom, which might trigger guilt for being involved in Paris's death and lead to a confession. Boom is the last of the 4 in a room, and the one thing the detectives still cannot prove is sitting on the other side of this table, whether the man who ordered all of it, the one name none of the others would put a face to, can ever be touched.
I know exactly, because my sister's birthday, my friend died on the 10th. I got him tatted on my chest.
Okay.
My friend died on the 10th. I was over there drinking with her because she knew the same person I knew she knew him.
That's what I'm saying. What's her name?
Her name's Shay.
Shay, okay. Yeah. But so you wrote that was like the 9th, late night on the 9th going into the 10th? Okay.
I got dropped off early in the morning over there on Wadena because I had to come. I said, I ain't gonna lie, I sell drugs.
You what?
I sell drugs.
You got dropped off on Wadena?
No, on Brightwood.
On Brightwood on the 10th?
Yeah, that morning.
Like?
It was probably like, I want to say it was like 7:30ish, 8. Because I know I walked up to the gas station.
7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
On the 10th, you got dropped off? Who dropped you off? Shay?
Yeah, that was Shay.
So you were at Shay House on October 9th around 9 o'clock, and she dropped you off on October 10th early that morning.
It was like on some, and it's so crazy because I was on some like one night stand.
You got her number?
No, I don't got no numbers.
You know her last name?
No, I told you I was in a bar. I hit her from a bar.
So you don't have a way of getting in contact with her, like her phone, Her number in
My
your
number
phone?
in it? No, they ain't even got my phone.
According to Boom, he was at a girl's house at the time of the murder, but just like with the Jamaican story, he can't provide her last name or her phone number. Officers know this is a clear lie, as almost every witness so far, including Cody, has placed him at the crime scene that night. So far, their strategy has not worked because Boom seems cold-blooded as ever.
Tell me about those guys. Were you with them?
No,
on the night?
I ain't see Ron that day.
You ain't see Ron that day?
QP, that always working. He be in South Houston all the time. No, I ain't see that nigga.
So you didn't see Ron none on the 9th? You didn't see him on the 10th?
I think I seen him on the 9th, but like, we was cool kicking it that day. But he not from my hood, so he don't be celebrating what I celebrate. I celebrated, what's it called? I went to my people's house.
Who was you celebrating?
My brother, my people's dead. He died on the 10th. But I was drinking that night.
You smoke?
No, I just showed y'all the tattoo.
When asked about Pee-wee, Boom constantly looks towards the ground and pretends to tie or adjust his shoes. This alone is not a big clue, but coupled with contradicting evidence, detectives know they are not getting any cooperation from him.
You know this guy?
Oh, hell no. That's that dude that died. Ain't it?
Yeah, Paul Bradley.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Have you ever seen Paul Bradley?
I don't know if we came to paint.
You ever been to Paul Bradley's house?
No.
You didn't kill Paul Bradley?
Hell no, I ain't kill no Paul Bradley. I'm not a killer.
You didn't kill Bradley?
No, I'm not. Why would I kill a little girl? First of all, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, anything I ever do, I'll never do nothing to no female just because I got accused of killing my baby mama. Her whole family swore me down. I killed her.
She died? How'd she die?
She died from, I don't even know, because they won't never tell me. But they swore me down, I killed her though. But I never got questions, I never went to jail for it, I never did nothing.
So you know we got Ron locked up, we got Cody locked up, and we got QP locked up, right? So you know we've had a chance to speak to all three of them. Mm-hmm. You know what all three of them said?
What?
That you were with them.
Almost in passing, Boom mentions being accused of killing the mother of some of his children. What's chilling is that officers never know about this or never asked for it. Boom just brought it up. The fact is that Boom is one of Pee-wee's closest henchmen. He was on record with a concealed weapons charge, and it's entirely possible that officers are sitting in front of a serial killer who is lying to their faces.
If you want to lie to yourself and lie to us, then that's fine. It's easy to prove you wrong as a liar. It's easy. You just gave us everything we needed to prove you're wrong as a liar. But if you want to come with the real and tell the real, then we'll sit here and listen to you, and I'll sit here until whatever time it takes. But you know what? We're not going to keep sitting here and letting you keep doing this. This is fruitless, dude.
No, for real though. Like, I want with though. I don't care where my saying though. I want with them though.
Well, you know what's?
I ain't have parts of that. Other reason I probably
I'll let my man talk, because you know what? He's much more knowledgeable about the case than I am.
That's understandable, but I know for a fact I went with them boys.
Boom. You know,
don't lie, Boom.
You know what's funny though? You probably won't be able to see this. It's a little small, so. You got Ron Newberry's cell phone records, you got DeMarcus' cell phone records, you got Cody Gibson, you got Quentin Palmer, and I know you know Pee-wee, right? You know Pee-wee.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I know that. I don't even talk to that.
Okay, but Pee-wee's, you know.
Everybody know Pee-wee.
So.
Yeah, that's a snake.
Right.
Yeah.
But anywho, so.
Gave you up.
Gave you up. Just throwing Pee-wee out of the equation, because Pee-wee was the mastermind. I know you don't want to shot the little girl in her head. That's what I was told. If she's old enough to cry, she's old enough to die. That's what, man.
I can't believe you would say that after all the things your family been through.
That's the part I don't believe either.
After 1 hour of interrogation, no amount of obvious evidence is enough to convince DeMarcus to confess. The initial strategy was to be friendly, play to them being the ones who solved the murder of his siblings, and try to show that investigators are on his side. But after he keeps lying, everything sharply shifts. Officers decide to directly accuse DeMarcus and threaten him with serious consequences if he doesn't confess.
This is a double f***ing homicide. A 14-year-old girl got shot.
By you.
By you.
No.
Yeah, by you. You did. You shot that girl, dude. You shot that girl.
That was slam, boy.
You did it.
You did that.
That's some
that's some fucked up shit, dude. You shot that little fucking girl. After all the shit your family's been through.
That's what I try to tell you. I ain't shoot her. I ain't got no reason.
Okay, then who shot her?
Two little sisters, man. I don't know.
You was definitely there.
Because you was definitely there.
She got shot. I don't know what's going on. I wasn't there.
When detectives press Boom intensely, you can observe his hands. He tucks them into his pants. It comes from the same instinct that makes a person rub their hands or touch their neck under stress. What makes it worthwhile in this case is the timing. At the start of the interrogation, Boom appeared completely calm, but as soon as detectives confronted him directly, his body language shifted. The gesture itself proves nothing. What's worth noting is that his body only changed the instant the detective stopped being friendly. Every obvious piece of evidence is on the table, and Boom has not given them one word that helps. But the thing that finally breaks this case open is not coming from any of the 4 men in custody. It is still months away. Comes from someone the detectives have not even spoken to yet. Next, officers will bring up his siblings and give DeMarcus every chance of remorse.
So, brother, this is the last chance for you to come up for air. And I'm going to give it to you only out of respect for your family. Because I don't believe that should have happened to your sister. I lost 6 months of fucking life. Almost got a divorce over the shit that happened to your fucking sister because I stayed here day and night to make sure that the perpetrator got what he deserved. Now, you want to keep fucking blowing smoke in my ass?
So you wasn't Bedford?
No, I wasn't Bedford.
Right. You wasn't.
You lying,
You wasn't Paul Bradley's Buick?
No, I wasn't in that Buick.
You wasn't on Savannah when they set the car on fire?
No, I was never on Savannah. I didn't know that's located there.
Come on, bro. Don't do that to yourself.
From St. Clair, I don't know nothing about no Savannah.
Bro,
You
don't do that.
You was riding. I was driving.
Don't do that to yourself. There's fucking video cameras all over the place, so you guys
He the last one standing, so he don't even realize all the evidence we got. You don't realize we got the video of you guys in the car, right?
No.
Y'all got a video of a car.
Okay.
I want to know if y'all had all that shit. Why that boy that nigga Ryan beat that preliminary hearing?
Who told you that? Ryan never beat a prelim. Ryan requested a prelim. Ryan was directly indicted. Get the facts, man, right?
When he went downtown, he beat that.
The reason officers laugh is that DeMarcus thought that Ron had beaten his preliminary hearing, and the case was dead. In reality, Ron had only requested a preliminary hearing, but prosecutors skipped it and took the case straight to a grand jury for aggravated murder. DeMarcus's whole strategy in the interrogation room was based on this one false fact. The interrogation ends on a moment that almost never makes it onto camera, the point where the detectives drop the act entirely.
No, I ain't not opening no mouth. What am I opening my mouth for? Even if I did something, just say if I did something. I sit here and tell somebody, what the fuck I'm gonna get? You get the same charges as the next man. Same thing, they killed my brother, he got 18 to life, another he got 22. What the fuck is the 4-year difference? I ain't do shit and I ain't did shit. I don't give a fuck about that shit. Period, point blank. I ain't did that shit.
So you don't think that 4 years means anything?
Hell no, when you got an L behind it. After 4 years don't mean shit.
That's a fucked up way of thinking, dude.
Man, ain't no fuck that way.
About death versus life.
Oh, death. What the fuck?
Death row.
But at the end of the day, what the fuck am I living for? I lost everything anyways. I don't care about none of that.
What officers don't know yet is that the most important piece of this case hadn't surfaced yet, as the man who allegedly ordered the killings was still walking free. In the following months, investigators would build a strong case against the 4 suspects and indict them on aggravated murder. However, in May 2019, the spent shell casings recovered from the Buick would match a shooting that happened in East Cleveland on February 19, 2019, which is 4 months after Paul and Paris's deaths. This means that the murder weapon was still on the street, and whoever was holding it was not one of the 4 indicted suspects. 11 months after the murder, in September 2019, Michael Alexander, the Cleveland Heights shop owner who tinted the windows on the Ford Edge for Ron Newberry, would actually be detained on a different crime and now strike a cooperation deal with the police. He was there when he heard the suspects, along with Anthony Hines, discuss the murder, and while being interviewed, he would show officers the exact route that led the criminals from Bedford towards Paul's house.
Maybe a month, no less than 3 weeks before the murder happened and everything, me and him was talking about it, and he was like, yeah, the dude Paul, because I knew Paul, You know what I mean?
You knew Paul personally?
Yeah, I knew him. You know what I mean? Just from hustling and growing up, and I got a couple of dudes down there in King Kennedy I know. So
okay,
like yeah, me and Paul we got into it before you came home. He like at the Visions bar or whatever. So I'm like, what happened? He really wouldn't tell me exactly what it was about. He wouldn't tell me it was about a girl or
Serena part of that. Yeah,
he wouldn't tell me. He just like, man, he stepped on my shoe in there and we had some words. So I'm like, okay, what happened? Like when I left, they ended up shooting my car up.
Every suspect, every witness, every theory had pointed to the same thing. A robbery for money that turned out to not exist. Alexander was about to tell them the money was never the reason. The reason was a person, and her name had already been sitting in their files for months. The beef between Paul and Hines started roughly a year before the murder at the Visions Blue Bar on Euclid Avenue. When Hines left, Paul and the men with him allegedly shot up his car, or at least that's what he claimed publicly. However, Alexander himself never bought the cover story. According to him, the beef was about Serena Haynes, or Riri, who turns out to be the mother of Hines' daughter and also had sexual relations with Paul. Detectives had already interviewed her weeks before they knew any of this mattered.
With that being said, you know Paul, right?
Yes, that was my friend, yes.
When was the last time you seen him talk to Paul?
I seen Paul a month probably before anything happened. I want to say we went to the Browns game. I've been known Paul for 16 years, so Paul is not a new person to me. I've been known Paul since 2002. I talked to Pee Wee on the 9th, the day before. I talked to him briefly, like around 6 or 7, I can't remember vividly what time. I talked to Paul briefly for like 7-8 minutes that day. I remember vividly. I talked to him, and that was about the car. He was like, my people's maybe come to get that car. He's like, I'll call you back. But Paul always said he'll call me back, and he never called me back. So, nothing. I may have talked to Pee Wee like once after that at the grocery store. I never talked back to Pee Wee after that since like 9, 10 o'clock or something like that. And yeah, but I was home. I never left.
Serena is a suspect in this case because, according to Paul's family members, she set up Paul, and her close phone calls confirmed they had a connection. But investigators never gathered enough evidence to prove this. They will never know for certain if Serena Haynes was involved in this crime, but what they can know is what happened next.
So, time goes past, and he like, man, Paul, somebody told me, he like, I got a dude on the inside with Paul. He like, he seen Paul like 600,000, 600,000. He like, I'm going to get that. So I'm like, all right. I mean, he like, if you want in, let me know. So I'm like, nah, bro, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So when we get over there, I'm like, what's going on, bro? You over here by my stepmom's house, because my stepmom live over there. What you got going on?
She lives in Bedford?
Yeah, she lives off Eldred. So, you know what I mean? So, and he goes like around her area where she lives. He's coming like through the back street. He like, man, Paul live over here. He like, I put a GPS on his car or whatever. He live over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn, all right, what the f you about to do? He like, no, we ain't about to do nothing right now. And I'm looking at him crazy, like, he's like, I'm just going to lay eyes on it. He like, because my dude texted me this morning, was like, man, I'm with Paul right now. He got that money in there.
Later on, detectives would search the Buick for the GPS device, but unfortunately, they would come up with nothing.
He like, shit, I'm laying low right now. I'm about to be out the way. He said, I got little Ronnie and them. They laying on Paul. They in his backyard right now.
Ronnie, you know, is
Ronald Newberry.
Okay.
So he like, I got little Ronnie and them laying on him right now. So I'm like, what they about to do? He like, they going to get that. So I'm just like, all right. So he like, yeah, they in his backyard. They've been over there for 2 days. That's what he say. So, and this might have been like the day before.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because he said like they've been in there like 2 days. So it was at least between 24 to 48 hours before it happened.
All right.
So when it happened, first thing I see it on the news the next day. So I'm like, just told me he had Ronnie and them in the backyard. So I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So I try to call him because he don't answer my call. He ended up FaceTime me later on. I'm like, bro, what's going on? I'm like, you seen that on the news? He's like, yeah, man, that's crazy. So I'm like, all right, he ain't gonna talk on the phone. So I'm just like, bro, tell me no. Like, tell me you ain't got nothing to do with that. He like, man, hell no. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right. So he's like, I'm gonna pull up on you, holler at you. So he ended up coming to see me and shit. I'm like, bro, you ain't had nothing to do with that, did you? He like, man, listen, it wasn't supposed to go like that. He like, I don't know. They went in there and did what they did on their own. I told them just go rob them. He like, that don't got nothing to do with me. They made their own decisions once they got in there. He was like, as far as that little girl, I don't know nothing about that. He like, Ronnie told me they was dropping her off. He like, I don't know what's going on. So in my mind, I'm like, this really is not my friend, but I gotta keep this bastard close a little bit just so I can figure him out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then he got telling me all the stuff Ronald was doing. I knew what he was doing. He was threatening me. Like, get out of line, I'll kill you.
Ron was.
That's basically what Pee Wee was using Ronald against me.
Yeah.
Because he brought him to my store a couple of times, but he's telling me all Ronald's been doing. Like, yeah, I've been having killing this dude, he shot this dude, he did this, I sent him to go do this.
The threats faced from Anthony Hines and Ron Newberry probably explain why almost everybody was so reluctant to speak during their interviews. The case was built, and at least 4 of the suspects were caught. But when justice finally comes, the fate of each one will be very different. The trials came 3 years later. In March 2022, Ronald Newberry was sentenced to life in prison, eligible for parole after 65 years. Cody Gibson, despite being the only one to talk and help the investigation, was sentenced to life with parole after 50 years. DeMarcus Shealy pleaded guilty and was given only a 15-year sentence. But what's most shocking is that Quentin Palmer, the suspect who spoke the least, was entirely dropped from the case due to insufficient evidence. The only direct evidence against him was footage of him in the Ford Edge, but not at the time of the murder, which was not enough to build a strong case despite Cody's testimony. Palmer walked free. And as for Anthony Hines, he was never arrested or charged for the murders, as there was no concrete evidence besides the testimonials that linked him to the crime, and not even Cody Gibson could link him. Of the men who did it, 1 talked and got 50 years, 2 said almost nothing and got far less. 1 walked out entirely, and the man who ordered the hit was never charged. There is no proof from the autopsy that Paris was assaulted or that Paul Bradley was tortured, and those remain unsubstantiated claims. In the end, Paul Bradley and 14-year-old Paris Bradley were murdered over a senseless beef that should have ended as soon as it started, and justice was never delivered. If you liked our production, you can subscribe to get weekly videos and watch this video next.